I'm live. Okay. Um, my name's Brandon Noel. I'm a cartoonist, and this week's Comic Con week, and Comic Con means a lot to me. And there was a stretch where for 10 years in a row, I went to Comic Con. It was easier to get tickets back then. But uh, I'm a cartoonist. Like right now, I have a Kickstarter live for the second issue of Gumshoe Magazine, black and white anthology. And I said, I still love Comic Con. I think it's an amazing company. I think it's an amazing organization. And I really do love Comic Con. But for 10 years, I would go to Comic Con, and if you've ever been, you wait and get used to waiting in lines. And right where you get your main badge, there's a little area off to the side for portfolio reviews. And for almost 10 years, I would sit in that little chair with a portfolio, and I'd get told I wasn't good enough. And that's true. I wasn't. But for 10 years, while I could get tickets to Comic-Con wasn't necessarily always fun for me. It was getting my teeth kicked in metaphorically every single year, being told I'm not good enough, not my line work's not great. And it's true. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't producing professionally quality material. And Comic-Con for the working artist is a necessity. It was my training ground. It was where I learned and met a lot of great artists. And over the last couple of years, this time of year when Comic-Con comes around and I'm not there, I do get a little depressed. Like I wish I was there. It meant a lot to me growing, or as a kid, especially the early ones. I love my parents, but they didn't get the nerd thing. They didn't understand it. So when I made it to my first Comic-Con, it was very much like a religious experience for me. I was like, I have found my people. I have found my tribe. I have found a group of people who care as deeply and as madly about this stuff as I do. And Comic-Con still is that. And I absolutely adore Comic-Con. Now it has shifted focus a little more to the stargazing and all that kind of stuff, and the cosplayer community and all that. But it's a wonderful time. It is. And I wish I was there. Even if I was still in that chair getting my portfolio torn apart, I wish I was there. It hurts not being there. For a lot of artists, it's no big deal. And for them, that's amazing. I hope to get there one day, but I'm still in awe of Comic-Con. I'm still in love with the idea of Comic-Con, even though I went for 10 years, even though I got my teeth kicked in for 10 years. I miss it. And I wish I was there this year. With that said, if it is Comic-Con season, if you want to support a local starving artist, links down below. Gumshoe Magazine issue 2. I've poured my heart and soul into these books. And the worst part of that is knowing not a lot of people get to see them. Not a lot of people get to see the work that I did. Because it's just, I don't have that big of an impact. And for the last 10 years, all I've wanted to be is a stay-at-home professional artist. I still have day jobs, and I still have to fight for the day job, and I still, I need that revenue, and but I just want to sit at my desk and I want to draw funny pictures. And one day I will get to do that full time. I love this stuff so deeply. And it does mean the world to me. And when people, say, oh, it's just Comic-Con, or I'm not going to Comic-Con, or, it's like, you have no idea what you're turning down if you have the opportunity to go to Comic-Con. It is and was a religious experience for me. There was a couple of years I was so broke. This is true. I would park there's a little park before you get to the convention center, and I'd park my buddy's borrowed truck in this park, and then I'd hike in probably 2-3 miles into Comic-Con because I couldn't afford the parking. So I found a little place where I could park for free, and I would hike in for 3 miles. I'm curious if that area is still free parking or not. I doubt it. But there was a year where I had nothing to eat but tuna cans. And I would go to the concessions area up in and because I could get packets of mustard and onion to mix in with my tuna can. So I had something to eat other than just raw tuna. I was a broke college kid for a long time. And, the first time somebody bought my book, put money on the table for my book, that meant the world to me. Because I know how hard it is to earn a buck in this world. And to anyone who has ever spent a penny on any of my art or any of my books, I am eternally grateful. Thank you. Comic-Con I can't say how much I miss it. And every time around this time, I do deal with a little bit of depression, which is one of the reasons why I launched my Kickstarter at this time, because I thought this would be the thing to distract me from the Comic-Con depression of not being there, not having tickets, not being in the club. I've vendored at some of the biggest conventions in the world other than San Diego. I've done WonderCon in Anaheim. I've done a bunch of major conventions throughout the years, but never the big show, never the dance. So to everyone who's there, enjoy it. At this point, a lot of my Comic-Con experiences blend together, but it was always pleasant, always lovely, always, some of the best times being a starving, literally starving kid, just trying to get somebody to look at my art. And, I'm not starving the way I used to, but I'm still trying to get people to look at my art. You spend 20, 30 hours on something, you want feedback. You want, like, you don't want these things to live in a vacuum. So I'll be honest, I laid out my publishing schedule for the year. We did the first Kickstarter Gumshoe magazine at the beginning of the year, very successful. Got that printed, got that shipped. Then the second one, was meant to be a couple months ago, but I got COVID, and that really messed up my schedule. And so after this, we're leaning into our Halloween anthology, Terrifyingly Gruesome Tales of Horror. And then I'm going to take some time to write my second novel. I wrote a first novella, The Captain in the versus the Highwayman, a Western. So I'm going to take some time to write my next novel after this horror anthology. But I just want to thank you. I want to thank everyone who stuck around and watched these videos, and like, I just want to draw. I just want to paint. That's it. If I get to do what I want to do as a cartoonist, then, well, I have done it. Just on a very, very small independent scale. And I want to be at the dance. Who doesn't want to be at the dance? So I'm just rambling on at this point. But thank you.